Greetings, Soulswind here, and welcome to Let's Play Kubifaktorium. We're going to continue with the tutorials. This time around we're going to Tutorial 2. Tutorial Advanced Production, set up workshops to produce multiple goods and manage stockpiles. When you lack necessary resources, you can build a shipping port to import them, export produced goods to afford them. Okay. We don't want Berta to run off to fetch remote resources. Assign input stockpiles to the workshop to prevent this. Link stockpile 4 to basic workplace 1 and stockpile 5 to basic workplace 1. So these two will supply the workplace. Next, they'll probably tell us to transfer here. In order to fill the input stockpiles, we will use a logistics system. Link the stockpiles 2 to 4 and 3 to 5. Also set them to accept rocks and wooden logs. We'll do just that. Then this will accept wooden logs and this will accept rocks. We will use our workshop to produce wooden boards and stone blocks. Set the production accordingly, so we need to set these two. However, they will not start until they have an output stockpile. And that is here. Assign output stockpiles to a workshop to begin production. So link workplace 1 to stockpile 6 and 7. To do that, left click to select, right click to link it to them. You can remove them by clicking again. In order to get more control over how much the workshop produces, we can change the accepted goods of the different output stockpiles. Make stockpile 6 accept only wooden board. Make stockpile 7 accept only stone blocks. There. 7 only stone blocks, so deselect that and deselect this. So now what they'll do is they're hang on, wait, what? There. They're gonna transport it over here. It's okay, yeah, they're gonna put it there. And that's it, we're done with this tutorial. So what this tutorial does is that it tells us that, hey, we can have this stockpile produce a lot of logs, and this be for rocks. This will be for cutting of trees. They'll be over here in this stockpile. Villagers will be mining for rocks and put them here, which can be a huge stockpile. This stockpile can then support this production factory by sending to its input stockpile, which is here. It can also go to here if, let's say for example, this supplies another factory. So if there's something here, you can click on here and then it will supply the logs to here as well as to here. So this is like the resource stockpile. This is like the input stockpile, these two, and these are output stockpiles. So the amount of things produced will depend on the size of this stockpile, and also the amount of resources taken from the resource stockpile will depend on the size of this. So let's say you only want to reserve as many as 4 blocks worth of wooden logs. In that case, this will be what it is. The rest of the resources can still remain here. Suppose this is like 10 times 10. There will be enough resources for other structures. So that's a logistics system. We're going to move on to the next tutorial, but before that, we're actually going to go back to the main menu to find out what the tutorial is about. So let's go on. We're going to tutorial 3, combat system, attack and defeat an enemy camps? You mean enemy camp. What do we need to do here? Select your combat robot and right click on the enemy terrain to attack. So select, left mouse button, click and hold and drag to select and then let go, and right click on enemy terrain. So this mark, I think, this marker, let's go. There are some enemies here. We click on here and that's it. They will automatically attack. We'll need to wait for them to destroy the camp. And that's it. We've destroyed the enemy. And that's it. We can leave the island. You see, the game is really nice in that it gives you chunks of information so you don't get overwhelmed. Last tutorial, it is specifically to tell us how to use the logistics system to limit the input and output quantity so that we don't use too much resources, neither do we want to produce too much of a certain product. Here, It's simply telling us to select units and send them into combat without even telling us how to produce these units, but it's okay. We'll probably learn this in a different tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. That's all I have for now. Have a nice day.